I'm going to show you. Another side to this, another side to the Bigfoot controversy, and there is another group that believes that Bigfoot is nothing more than pure 100% human, and it's really amazing some of the things that they've been able to find as far as the evidence, and it's absolutely just amazing. And so I want to share this information to you and another researcher, and I'm going to have some links for you to go to that this researcher to find out more. And so, but Leif Erikson in 1001 AD, a Viking commander, during his exploration of Newfoundland, Canada's east coast, he and his men saw hairy, ugly giants with great black eyes that uttered harsh cries. This is the earliest recorded encounter with Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Reverend Elkanah Walker, a missionary to the Spokane Indians in the 1800s, when describing the Bigfoot in his memoirs, he wrote, "Bear with me if I trouble you with a little of their superstitions. They believe in a race of giants which inhabit a certain mountain off to the west of us. This mountain is covered with perpetual snow. They, the creatures, inhabit the snow peaks. They hunt and do all their work at night. They are men stealers. They come to the people's lodges at night when the people are asleep and take them and put them under their skins and to their place of abode without even waking. Their track is 1.5 feet long. They steal salmon from the Indian nets and eat them raw as the bears do. If the people are awake, they always know when they are coming very near by their strong smell that is most intolerable. It is not uncommon for them to come in the night and give 3 whistles, and then stones will begin to hit their houses." Elkanah also stated that the Indians called these creatures Seatkos or Silitiks. Seatkos or Silitiks, another name given to them. Now, this gentleman right here, guys, is one I want you to point you to. David Paulides. He's got a BSMS from the University of San Francisco, 20 years in law enforcement, 10 years as a MUFON investigator. That's a mutual UFO network founded in 1969. He studied hominology full-time for 8 years. And what hominology is a term used as the name of the pursuit and study by researchers who claim the existence of hominoid beings, which generally are North American Sasquatch or Bigfoot, Nepal, the Himalayas, they call Yeti, Russia, Snowman, Australian, the Yowie, and China, they call it the Urine. He has written 6 books that deal with missing persons, has studied the Bigfoot phenomenon extensively by the request of a couple of wealthy business owners who funded the project. Now, he might have written more books since I'm telling you this, but at any rate, this is what you're going to want to check out, www.canammissing.com. He does a lot with missing people, but it's just a group of people, retired people, retired police officers, and rescue experts, and so they pull their resources together and they study that phenomenon. But you guys go to him, www.canammissing.com. He's also on YouTube and has a ton of stuff for you guys to look at. And this right here is some of the books that he's written. All these missing. If you want to pause the video and take a look at this, these are some of them here. Here's some more here. Just all types of stuff. This guy really went in depth on many of these, and so these people are just missing. Now, these right here that you see is some of the Bigfoot books that he's written: the Hooper Project, Bigfoot Encounters in California, and Tribal Bigfoot. And so these are 2 here that you guys might want to glean some more information on. And so, but at any rate, in a MUFON presentation, David said that all the tribes that he spoke to about Bigfoot or Oma, they call it the Oma, believe that they are not animals but are another tribe. And when spoken to in the Native American language, the language is understood by the Oma. Drawings done by a forensic artist, Harvey Pratt, appear to have a human or a Native American appearance to them. The Bay Area Bigfoot group, Archie Buckley, a foot specialist, studied dozens of Bigfoot casts, prints, and concluded that they were absolutely human and that every characteristic is human. They also they also had the availability to get DNA. They did have some DNA evidence to research, and the mitochondrial DNA comes from the mother and was able to be tested by hair samples. Nuclear DNA can be found in the nucleus of the cell, and that is what they were after. It shows genetic material from both the father and the mother. And so they were able to get both. They were actually able to get both. It says 15 samples of DNA and hair samples. It says they got DNA. There was 15 samples of DNA and 30 hair samples. Some with follicles were collected. All of the 15 DNA samples came back as human-based, not apes. 3 others, tissue, blood, and hair samples, were tested by nuclear testing. All of these 3 came from different locations in the United States. 9 scientists and 4 PhDs got together and authored a paper. They used 3 independent labs and did not do the testing themselves. The labs were not told the background of the samples due to some labs refusing to test it when told what the samples were believed to be. The tests were done by a DNA robotic machine that decontaminates the samples, and it is the most accurate way of testing DNA, supposedly. The results came back that the hair samples came back as non-human. That was really amazing. The hair samples came back as non-human, but the mitochondrial DNA came back as human. Really bizarre. Over 95% of the DNA samples obtained came back as human. Origins of female DNA showed a majority from Europe, Asia, and Africa, 12,000 to 15,000 years in the Middle East. A small portion showed origination from the area they were collected in North America. This is what's bizarre. This is what's really bizarre. The male side could not be categorized. It showed an unknown origin. 0% of all the samples given back were ape origin. None of them. None of them said that they gave an ape. It was from an ape. It was from an ape. The samples that they had were human. There was no animal. There's no ape lineage in any of this.
Well, then how come the hair was non-human?
They don't know. They don't know. It's very weird. I think what they do is they looked at it. They just looked at it. It could
be different, like texture or whatever. Something's different that doesn't appear to be, because if they're covered in hair, it's probably not hair like we have on our head.
Yeah, and you don't know if you got somebody that lives outside all the time, all the time. I mean, these people are, if they are 100% human, they're covered in hair. I mean, they are covered in hair.
Like I said, it's probably not like our hair either.
Maybe it is a mutation. Like you got the Congo swamps where you have these pygmies, and all of them are about 4 feet tall, and supposedly only live about 25 years old. That's it. So maybe there's a mutation in the close breeding. They don't have a lot of, they're close breeding. There's not new information being added to the DNA code or to the genetic code, and so maybe that there's a mutation that has become dominant, and these people are just covered in hair.
Well, that's like dog fur. Dog fur is different. Finny have hair.
Yeah.
Poodles have different fur than like huskies, and
it's very well could be. But it's absolutely amazing. They don't know they have absolutely. There's nothing in GenBank that they can point to for the male side. There's nothing that they have. It says some of the biggest certified university labs in the southwestern United States. These were blind tests. None of the labs were told what they were testing. The cost was $500,000 at the time of the testing. That's when they done it. The labs were like, did y'all? They were asking them, did y'all discover a new human species, or a human hybrid, is what they were stating. Now, what I'm going to do here, if this is a picture from the Patterson-Gimlin film in 1967, and what I want to do, guys, this is something that David brought up. David was actually able to get the actual, I guess, a copy of the film, or he was actually able to get it. And what they did is they took some samples of the film, and what they were able to do is to get that film tested. The best, they wanted the absolute best filming that they could get, that they could test it in some machines. And what David was shown by one of the guys, from what I understand, it's one of the guys that was looking at the film closely. He showed David what appeared to be a ponytail on the back of this Bigfoot. Now, this Bigfoot here is believed to be a female. You can see the breast outline, and they do believe that this one here is a female. But what one of the guys were saying, that they were pointing it to David, they said, if you'll look in the back of the head, it looks like it has a ponytail that's raised up on its head and coming down the back.
It's like a bun.
Yeah, it's really amazing, guys. But if you'll notice, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a picture without no lines at all. If you'll look at this picture here, now what I did is I outlined the areas, and right where they believe it's tied up, you can see that. It's I never really saw that before until they pointed it out. But you'll notice this is the Bigfoot walking away, and you can see the outline of the breast coming down if you're looking at a side view profile. And so this is without the lines, and this is with the lines. Without the lines, and you can see that there's something, that there's like a ball on the top of the head, and then right shortly down, it looks like there's something, possibly it goes in, maybe that's where it's tied or wrapped, and then the tail comes down the back. It's absolutely incredible when you really look at it. Yeah, it's a female. It has an intellectual to it, and so it's not just a dumb ape or anything like that. It's, what they're trying to say is it's human. I think it's quite intriguing, and here's the pictures side by side for you guys to look at. Absolutely just amazing. But guys, that is all that I have on this, and so it's, I tell you what, anybody that's interested in Bigfoot, if you can camp anywhere you want in the National Forest, and so it would really be for some of you Bigfoot enthusiasts. It seems to be right here in good old Montgomery County at the Uwharrie National Forest. They have more sightings than anywhere else in North Carolina, which is absolutely just incredible. But we'll have some links for you guys to go into if you guys want to look into it any further. David Politis did a whole slew of videos. He called it Bigfoot 101. I have learned all types of stuff about this. And so, but, is it an animal or is it human? I'll let you guys make that decision. And so, but anyway, you guys, be looking forward to the next one. And we hope you guys have a safe and wonderful day. And come on out to the Uwharrie National Forest and take a hike.
Good night from the Squatch crew.
All right, bye-bye.